Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to spray the first herbicide on the buffalo grass. You could see that along the edges where I hand weeded, it's mostly buffalo grass, but you can see there's all kinds of brand new weeds popping up in there. And out in the middle, I trimmed that with the trimmer, but things that, well, you could see that yellow foxtail right there, well, all of it, you could see the trim marks on it. It's making a comeback. Yeah, look at how high the weeds are growing compared to the buffalo grass. The buffalo grass is about 3 inches, and this is 6 or more inches. It is definitely time, but we had to wait a full month, and the month is up today. At least on this patch. I planted this and the triangle 2 days later, but I'm going to spray these as well. So let's go mix up a batch of herbicide, which will be Quinclorac, and start spraying. And here is what we're going to spray. Include that as well. Quinclorac, this will be at 1 tablespoon per gallon, and as a surfactant, you need to use methylated seed oil for Quinclorac, and that will be 2 tablespoons per gallon. We're going to put a glug of the dye in there just so we can see where we sprayed. We're going to have to spray the entire area, so the dye is going to be important. Kind of low on that though. And in the Quinclorac's instructions, it says that on newly planted grass, it'll kill the weeds, but it could yellow the grass a little bit. It's not going to kill it though. But if you want to stop that, to add chelated iron. And I got this to try out from Petra Tools. They're the people who supplied this sprayer. I did a review on this. I'll put a link to the review and a link to the sprayer and a link to all this other stuff. I'll put that in the description and the pinned comment. So we'll figure out how much of this. I'm not going to go full strength. I believe it says a maximum rate of 2 ounces per gallon. I think that would be 6 ounces for this sprayer. I'm going to use 4 ounces. That should be just fine. So what we need to do is fill this a little more than the gallon mark, and then get all of our stuff in there, then shake it up really well, and then fill it the rest of the way up, and we're off to the races. And if you're wondering about the stuff that was in the bottom of the tank, I sprayed Quinclorac yesterday, so no need to clean it out. Alright, 3 tablespoons of Quinclorac. And this stuff is like a mini pellet. When you're spraying Quinclorac, you have to constantly shake your backpack sprayer, so you got to kind of do a little dance. Or if you have like a hand pump, you need to shake that up often, because this stuff is not very water soluble. Okay, now 6 of these. We got a little crack in here, so I'm gonna do this just right. 1. Yeah, I can see it leaking. 3. Try it this way. 4, 5, and 6. And for those of you who have never used methylated seed oil before, it smells like stale beer. Alright, now for the iron. 4 ounces of iron. And you'll need to use something that's made for lawns. It's a specially prepared, well, it's for any plant, but it's a specially prepared iron that's available to the plants, and that's called chelated. It's the same for humans. They have to chelate it before you can use it. Getting very low on the dye. Hopefully we have enough for all 3 of the plantings. We got a lot planted here. And like I said, I'll be agitating this the entire time. Even at that, you'll see a little bit of the powder at the bottom of the tank when you're cleaning it. Alright, got a little bit of foam. 3-gallon mark is right there. And that's about it. Been having issues with the seal on this Petra sprayer cap. I'm gonna have to make a new one out of some neoprene. Alright, let's get over there and get spraying. Alright, we're going to start at the far corner of the Big Rock Prairie. Get this entire thing done. Then we'll go to the place where we first planted, which I'm calling the Shop Prairie. And then we have the big old triangle back there, so got a lot to spray. Get this thing turned on. And we pretty much have to get the entire ground, because there's little stuff growing even if you can't see it, and we have to wait 2 weeks before we can spray again. And in 2 weeks this stuff will get huge. Especially want to get this pigweed. You don't want to spray it around the bark on the base of the tree. You really don't want to spray it under a tree anyways, but we have to do it and it should be fine. This will only kill weed grasses, but it'll kill all broadleaf stuff. Yeah, this is a hard area to spray. Really uneven ground. And lots of stuff in the way. You could smell that methylated seed oil. Like I said, it smells like stale beer. I especially want to get the foxtail sprayed. Well, I want to get everything sprayed, but I want the foxtail gone, because the foxtail will get incredibly big and it'll block out the sun for the buffalo grass. And once we kill this bunch of foxtail, there's not going to be a whole lot coming after it. Foxtail is a summer weed, and by the time this stuff dies off, summer will be halfway over. More foxtail will sprout up. Oh, I forgot to do this. I'll come back and get this. I'm going to prop up the branches on this tree so I can spray the stuff that's under it. Look at all these weeds. Yeah, we have crabgrass in here, barnyard grass. That's either crabgrass or barnyard grass, but I believe it's barnyard. And this will kill that. Quinclorac takes a very long time to kill stuff, though. We'll be spraying this again in 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to get more Quinclorac before that. And with any luck, that will do it for the summer. I should be able to get in here and hand weed after that. Just the occasional foxtail or dollar weed or whatever. When you're spraying this stuff, you can't spray it if the area is drought stressed. So like this area, I've been watering this every day, so it's not drought stressed. You would have to do the same, or it's not going to work very well. And then after you spray, after 24 hours up to a week after you spray, you have to come in and water it with a 1/2 inch or more of water, which is a pretty good amount. I just put the sprinkler on. Yeah, see, I don't want the little spray to go on the tree here. Like I said, I'll have to come back and lift those branches up. Or I can just hand weed that. That's probably what I'll do. Oh, that's right. We can't hand weed because we have some of this over there. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's a succulent weed and it's really hard to kill. So I'm not going to be able to hand weed that. You don't get all the roots and it just grows right back real fast. That's it right there. I've looked it up before and couldn't find it. I'll have to do that again. I'm always dealing with it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. This motor kind of stalls like that every once in a while. And you have to turn it up. Hopefully, my Petra sprayer is not going on me after, what, 2 months? I do use it a lot, but you would expect it to last, you know, 3-4 years minimum. That sound you're hearing, that's the sound this makes when it's just about out of mixture, and we are almost done. I believe that's it. We got some dribbles in here, and that's happened several times now where a tank ran out exactly as I was finishing. This is done. All right, let me turn this off. That's it. All right. I may have missed a little bit here and there, but I don't think so. If I did, I'll come back and weed by hand. All right, this one is a bit smaller, but it has a lot more weeds. If this doesn't take the whole tank, I'll go back through here and see if I missed anything. I really don't think I did. There's like a little area here where I didn't spray, but yeah, a little bit of weed right there. So if there's anything left, I'll come back over here. And that last prairie, the triangle, is probably going to take a tank and a half. I got everything else sprayed, and I came back and propped up the branches that were on the ground. I just need to spray this stuff right here. And I don't want to spray any of my leaves. All right, I got a couple little bare spots here and there, not much, and a little bit over there. The triangle's done. We are just about done with the first spray. Okay, I am all done with the first spray of the buffalo grass this year. I planted a lot of buffalo grass this year, so it's a little bit of upkeep, but this is going to look just gorgeous by the end of the year, and next year it's going to look even better. So it took 3 tanks. This took exactly a tank. This took part of a tank, and then I sprayed the rest of it in the triangle. So I made a full tank again after that. I didn't really need to. And when I got done, I came back and touched up everything. As you've seen, I got that tree, but I got along the bottom of the blue grama grass here, and behind the blue grama grass along the road, and I sprayed the road, and by road I mean our grass road down here. I'll show you that in just a minute. All right, so the next spray, I'm guessing, is going to take 1 tank. In 2 weeks, most of this stuff is going to be dying back. The foxtail will be yellowed out. I'll show you what it looks like after, oh, it's probably been 10 days since I sprayed this blue grama right here. And I'll show you what the yellow foxtail looks like after 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I'll come back, mix up 1 tank, and I'll just have to go around and get stuff that popped up since this spray, which is going to be nowhere near like this. But the actual next thing that gets done with this is it needs to be watered deeply, at least a ½ inch of water, which is a good amount. So I set up a sprinkler, and that has to be done. You have to wait at least 24 hours, but no later than a week. So I generally do it in 2 days to 3 days, something like that. So I'll just start way at the end there, move it around. I believe I have to do it 3 times here, and then move it twice here, and then probably 3 times again in the triangle. So I'll take an entire day and water this in and move the sprinkler after an hour. Okay, so let's take a walk around this. Yeah, there's going to be stuff that I missed, like that little stuff right there, and the next spray will take care of that, and some of it I'll just yank out. If I see stuff that's near the edge, I'll just yank it out. I don't want to do a whole lot of walking in here until the grass is really well established. So I'll leave them sticks there until after this is watered in. Yeah, you could see here and there stuff that I missed, but I got the vast majority of it. And the reason for spraying to start with is so that the grass does not get crowded out by stuff like that. And I definitely got all of the big stuff. I have a video coming up on this mulch. Oh, it's probably going to be in a week or so. I'm going to be doing mulch glue on this stuff. It's really interesting stuff. Make sure you stay tuned for that. I didn't spray as much under the tree because you don't want to spray too much under the trees, and there isn't that many weeds there. I weeded this by hand back in that video when I did all the weeding, and because this is in the shade, not a lot grows back real quick. Yeah, this area is by far the thickest. Right through there, incredibly dense yellow foxtail. That'll start yellowing up after, well, basically after I water. It'll be another day or two, and that'll start yellowing up pretty good. Yeah, let's go look at that yellow foxtail over here, which, like I said, is about 10 days since it's been sprayed. All of this stuff was sprayed about 10 days ago. You can see it kills different things at different rates. This is lamb's quarter. Once it gets purple red like that, it is definitely dead, but this is smartweed, and it doesn't look like it was sprayed at all. Foxtail right there, I think that's giant foxtail, but it's yellowing up. Foxtail right here, dying back a bit. This is all foxtail. You can see it's yellowing up. I sprayed all this stuff as well. Another week or so, there's some foxtail right there. So it gets shriveled up, and it's not taking any nutrients or anything by this point. Not a whole lot of shade to it either, but still shading stuff. And that succulent weed, like I said, that stuff is really hard to kill. Doesn't look like it was even sprayed, but that was definitely sprayed 10 days ago or so, and I just sprayed it again. Some of the stuff is going to take at least 2 sprayings before you can kill it. You can see I sprayed all along the road here, but more importantly, I sprayed along the edge here. This is all blue grama. I planted last year and big patches of it just died, like that right there. I believe that was blue grama, maybe it wasn't, but that's blue grama right there, there. I believe that's the stuff I planted this year. I had blue grama in this whole area. Got it in the back there and right here. I have no idea why that would die. I mean, it's doing really well on the side of the hill there, and it's doing really well right here. Not completely filled in, but it's doing pretty well. And again, this whole thing was planted, and it's pretty sparse through here. Just a little bit right there. Could be not enough light, but that doesn't explain that stuff over there. And finally, the triangle. If you remember, when I seeded this, I just threw it on top of the ground and then stepped it in, and I haven't done any weeding back here. The grass, there's bluegrass, or not bluegrass, but buffalo grass. It's all over the place. This was the last planted, so it's not going to be as big to start with. And it's bigger up in the areas where there's shade because it's been so hot this summer. But it actually did really well. You can see buffalo grass all over the place. So when I plant other areas like in here, I know that I don't have to do all that raking and stuff. I'll have to put a little bit more seed down, but it's probably worth it so I don't have to go through all that effort down in here. Well, actually I can only plant right through here. There's not enough sun over there. We'll have to plant rye over there. A quick show you this kind of little hidden secret. I haven't gotten down here to clear the road yet. This goes around about 1/3 of a mile and comes out way down that way. And I know there's at least 3 little trees down right here. It's not a big deal to get rid of the trees, but now I got to get in there and weed whack this whole thing. So it's going to be like a full day's work, and I got a ton of other work to do. It's going to be in the upper 90s in about 4 days. So this had to be done right now. You can't do this when it's stressed out from heat. You want to do your spraying when it's below 80, and if it's going to get really hot out like that, you got to water through it. Otherwise, the plants are going to shut down. They're going to go dormant. And really, all that's going to do is delay the death of these things. But we want them gone as soon as possible. I don't think I've shown the ditch garden at all this year. At least not much. Got a new arrival here. Nice sunflower. So the next thing that I'll be filming is work on the tiny house. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.